Hello and welcome. I'm Lee from Homeschool Heritage Hub, and you're tuning into our American History audiobook series. Today we're exploring American History Stories by Mara L. Pratt, Volume 1, from a collection of public domain books. We're thrilled you found this valuable resource. These classic texts offer a unique window into how American history has been understood and taught over time. As we journey through these pages together, we'll encounter perspectives that have shaped our nation's historical narrative. We at Homeschool Heritage Hub are offering you this audiobook absolutely free because we think everyone should have access to Mara L. Pratt's American History Stories Volume 1. However, we do offer paperback, Kindle, and audiobook versions through KDP. We've kept the original manuscript and illustrations and added, with the power of AI, chapter summaries, narration, comprehensive chapter questions, and new illustrations. The link is in the description below. Now, let's turn back the pages of time and dive into the rich tapestry of American history.
Chapter 6. English Explorers, the Cabots. But what was England about all this time? No more then than now was she the nation to sit quietly by and see another country carry off a prize. England was soon awake to the possibilities of the New World. She too sent out explorers and set up her claims of possession. Among those who set forth were John Cabot and his son Sebastian, Sir Francis Drake, and Sir Walter Raleigh. It was in 1497 that the Cabots set sail. Sebastian Cabot had lived in his boyhood days in Venice, the beautiful city built so many years ago on little islands off the coast of Italy. The streets of this city are water, and the people ride up and down the streets in boats called gondolas, just as in our cities we ride up and down the streets in carriages. It must have been here that Sebastian grew to love the sea, for to the Venetian boy a gondola is what a bicycle is to you. Sebastian used often to say, "I think sometimes I'm more at home on the water than I am on land, and to go back to my boat is the rest to me that going on land is to other men." Now, when reports of the discoveries of Columbus began to attract the English people, the Cabots were inspired with a new zeal for exploration, and in 1497, fitting out the good ship Matthew, away they went, the English king, Henry VII, having given them permission to sail to all parts of the seas and countries of the East, and to take possession of all lands they might visit. Generous king indeed, to give away lands that he had never seen, and that he was by no means sure were on the face of the globe. "We believe," said the Cabots, "that there is a shorter northwest passage by which we may sail to India, and we will go in search of it." Ah, that Northwest Passage. It has proved a sort of will-o'-the-wisp to sailors ever since, for every now and then, all along the years since 1497, some adventurous seaman has thought he was the man born to find the wonderful short route. But, alas, it was never found, and the fate of the sailors has always been much the same. If they have lived to return at all, it has always been with the same sad story of wretched suffering from starvation and cold. The Cabots met with little success on this first voyage, but in the following year, 1498, Sebastian Cabot, for his father was now dead, sailed out for the second time on a voyage of discovery, this time full of courage. "We only learned our way about the strange waters on our first voyage," said he. "But this time we shall bring back reports of discovery." Sailing off towards Iceland, he went on towards Labrador. Here he reports that he passed that island and found the sea so full of codfish as truly to hinder the sailing of the ships. Salmon, too, came swimming down the rivers in enormous numbers, and bears flocked at the watersides to catch and eat them. There were no fishery bills in those days, and the American bears and the English sailors fished side by side with not a thought of quarreling. Sailing on southward, Cabot discovered to his great astonishment that the coast was continuous for miles and miles from Labrador to Florida. "This is not India," said he. "It is a continent, a newfound land, lying somewhere between Europe and India." And so, while we remember that it was Columbus's daring that set all this zeal for search into motion and brought about all these wonderful discoveries and opened up to Europe the grand new world, let us give to the Cabots the lesser honor, but the honor due them, of being the first to bring back the report that out beyond the waters lay a new continent, a new-found land.
And there you have it, history enthusiasts. We've reached the end of today's journey through America's past. I hope you enjoyed this chapter of American History Stories by Mara L. Pratt, Volume 1. As we've explored these public domain texts, you may have noticed language or viewpoints that differ from our modern perspective. These differences offer valuable insights into how our understanding of history has evolved over time. I encourage you to continue your exploration. Supplement what you've heard today with additional resources, whether through online searches, educational videos, or visits to your local library. History is a dialogue between the past and the present, and your engagement enriches that conversation. This is Lee from Homeschool Heritage Hub. Thank you for joining me on this historical adventure. If you're interested in more American history audiobooks, make sure to find us on our YouTube channel, Homeschool Heritage Hub. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and let's work together to understand our past and shape our future.